Hello, everyone. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year's and all that stuff. I know I sure did. And then we can start off a brand new year with cool stuff. That was my best attempt of being very energetic. So let's continue. So, actually, I'll be presenting today because Irvin had something happen. He couldn't come today, but I'm sure everything will go according to plan nonetheless. So some updates for today, just some lab rule stuff, some shout outs to everybody, L1 schedule, deadlines, and upcoming events, as well as sub-team lead updates as we do every week. And we'll open it up to questions at the end. So with all the COVID stuff happening, we are gonna do a quick reminder of our COVID protocol in the lab. We will be adding something. So this, starting from now on until we decide otherwise, we will be asking everybody that comes to the lab to have a negative result prior to attending to the lab in the past 7 days. So, if you come on a Tuesday, next Tuesday, you also have to have another negative prior to attending. When you get those results, if you don't want anybody to know, you can just let me or Irvin know, as well as any of your leads, just so we can keep track of who is and who isn't able to come to the lab. Masks are still mandatory. That's pretty self-explanatory. And we'll be following like the CDC guidelines for the remaining of the semester. And we really hope everybody stays safe. I know, things are peaking, but we'll try our best to keep everybody healthy and safe. So shout outs as we do every week. First off, Christian Rossi, amazing job with your L1 as well as your ham radio license stuff. I know I've seen you definitely killing it in there with Kurt and all that stuff. And likewise, shout out to Kurt. He's been hosting all the ham training sessions over in the ham radio club. He's been doing a fantastic job. He's doing it every Sunday. So if you guys are interested in getting like ham stuff, please reach out to him, try to get involved with that. It's a great experience. Lots of stuff to learn there. Also, anybody working on their L1, huge shout out to you. I know L1 is like a fantastic thing to start learning about rocketry and all that stuff. So I know some people will plan on going here in the next, is it this Saturday or next? This Saturday. They're actually going to go out to Fern to try to get their L1s. Lynn is going to be launching actually. So please go out and like watch her launch. It's going to be fantastic. She said she needs peer pressure to get her over there. So let's peer pressure to all go. You got to shuttle in. Okay. Also, it's not on here, but huge shout out to Ravi, Irvin, and Alex for putting in a tremendous amount of work trying to get the fin design and all that stuff figured out this break. I know they spent some countless hours just sitting there trying to figure out rock sim and all that stuff. So huge shout out to them as well. About the L1 schedule, we'll be doing L1 stuff in the lab. Granted that you have your negative result and all that stuff. And so we have a sheet here so you can sign up for those days. The QR should work. I checked it. If it doesn't work, just let me know. But there's a spreadsheet, so you just got to sign up for the day and the time that you would like to go. Just all you have to do is type your name into the little slot there. If you do go, try to make sure that the lead is going to go, just so we can make sure that everybody's held accountable and going. Some upcoming deadlines. So this week we want to start ordering the parts. I think we may have started ordering some parts, but the rest of them we want to have ordered by the end of the week. We also want to purchase a motor in the next 2 days. So Randy actually went ahead and gave the go ahead for the green light for the 03400. That's the motor we're deciding to go with this year. The leads are all going to be going to AI Coatings tomorrow. So AI Coatings are the people who do the coating for the rocket. So that full paint job on Oberon, that was done by AI Coatings. And so we're going to go over there, try to see if they're still willing to do our coating for this year, as well as ask them a whole bunch of questions in terms of like like the roughness of the paint and all that stuff to see how that'll affect our drag. There's also some other cool stuff they do over there. So if you have any questions, just reach out to your lead and then try to let them know. That way y'all can like try to figure stuff out. Some things, you know, you might want to consider what kind of coatings can they do on the inside of the rock or something. Maybe they have like some Teflon coating or whatever. But the whole idea is if you can think of something that you might want to use like coatings for, just reach out to them and so they can ask questions if you come up with anything. This semester we'll also be focusing on funding through sponsorship events and all that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. That is in the works. And then I'll kick it off to Ravi for analysis.
All right, hello everyone. Analysis had a good break. I think we just haven't been doing too much on our side, but upcoming and starting to get back in the swing of things with our validation team. Something we had wanted to do at the start of break was just rerunning our nose cone drag calculations, as we do want that justification for choosing a nose cone shape. And then also something that's gotten pretty interesting with some wacky fin designs is the fin flutter analysis. Traditionally, we resorted to Apogee Components newsletter where they laid out a bunch of different equations for us to input with our variables and what we're using. And it would spit out a number of the max speed we can go without our fins fluttering. But that was for a trapezoidal or traditional fin shape. And if we do decide to go with a non-trapezoidal shape, we will have to look into a different way to do that. Then on the design team side of things, we are going to be implementing an engine block on Zenith, which is pretty much just going to be a cylindrical block of aluminum right in front of the motor. We would like to do an FEA on that and include that. I think that would be pretty cool to have in the tech report, and just knowing the limits and the strength of said engine block. And then also venturing out into learning CFD. I think that'll be a semester long, if not longer, project, but wanted to get started on those things.
Thank you, Ravi. And then off to avionics.
Hello, last week we spoke to Gus and Irvin. They made a couple of suggestions. So one thing that they made a suggestion about is revitalizing a couple of the projects that we put on hold during the break. So we know that we are for sure going to continue our work with the ground station. We decided to revitalize the SRAD sensors. So if that's something that you're interested, please reach out to Smithson. He's taking the lead on that. Raj and I also took the opportunity today to start 3D printing the new tray. If anyone is well versed in 3D printing, please reach out to me so we can work on meeting up in person. We are also working on the code for the ground station. This isn't something that you need to be advanced in. So if you're interested in learning how to code in C++ or Python, please message me. I would be more than happy to help teach any of y'all how to do that. As you can see on the bottom right, that is an example of what a strange gauge looks like. And then bottom left, we have a sketch of the avionics tray, or the CAD design for it. And lastly, please fill out the when to meet that I sent out in the avionics chat so that we can get started on setting up those lab times. I'm excited to see all of your lovely faces again.
Thank you, Joe. Off the payload.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone had a good break. With that being said, there's no major updates for electronics. We're really just getting back in the swing of things. We need to review camera details, power, LEDs. For biology, we're reviewing lenses and supplies. There's some math we need to be doing for projected magnification for the camera and like a practical field of vision. And then designs, we need to finalize everything, what we're doing with securing, stabilizing, and start some CADs.
Oh, I didn't. Thank you, Izzy. Sorry, off the propulsion.
As far as propulsion, updates for propulsion this week, nothing really much. We're just waiting for Randy's response. I think you already did mention that in general updates, Gustavo, but we are going with the 03400. So I think the Motorman has it and another vendor has it, and we're just waiting on Randy to sort of green light which one we want to go with, but nothing really else going on the propulsion side.
Thank you. Recovery.
So recovery hasn't been up too much for the last couple of weeks, and that's because I myself haven't been really active. So it's basically on me. But no, it's last year and 2022 now, so trying to get back in the grind set. And what we have done is basically just optimize as much as we can our recovery system. I went back to documents we had last semester, and for our calculator, I tried to make it look nice, and also updated our weights and our budget, and we just like optimized everything, and right now we have a growth descent rate of 120 feet per second, and main descent rate of 26 feet per second. And there's also like some other specifications here. I'm not going to read them because it's a lot, but basically the plan is hopefully this week, I plan on kind of debriefing everything, like breaking down all of our recovery system and then showing it to all of the recovery members to get their validation and finalize our design. Yeah, so it's basically it.
Thank you, Carlos. And structure.
All right, so the main focus right now is for the boat tail to get produced. So we're working on talking to the machinist. We'll talk to them on Thursday to discuss manufacturing our motor block and hopefully producing a wooden positive of the boat tail shape that we can use to try and produce our own boat tail. And then we also need to start looking back at old designs for the MMM since the fins won't be attached directly to the boat tail. And we're also finalizing purchases for the airframe, nose cone, couplers, all that jazz.
Thank you, Haley. And I guess that concludes our meeting. So if anybody has any questions, now would be the time to ask.
Yeah, I just have a question about the engine block. Is that going to serve as like a bulkhead to separate the propulsion bay from the rest of the rocket, or is it more like a centering ring?
I would say it's more like a bulkhead. It really just has like the bolt on the top that interfaces with the top of the motor thing that combines it all together, and it acts like a retainer.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I'm in the SCR propulsion, but Joe was saying that they could use some help on the coding for the ground station. Can I help with that? Or, I'll obviously contact property, but.
I'm sure Joe would be happy to have your help. And
Yeah, I personally don't see any issues with that. If you want to double check with your sub team lead, but I would be more than happy to have anyone help me out.
All right, I'll look into it. Thank you.
so did everybody have a good break? Anything exciting that they did?
Yeah, I just went to Colorado for the past week, so that was kind of exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. I really want to go to Colorado. I have some family over there, and it just looks really beautiful in the mountains and all that stuff. But I haven't had the privilege of going. So
Yeah, it was definitely beautiful. But the average weather or the temperature was like 0 degrees. But
Colorado
that was expected.
Springs is, I'll say, the best place in Colorado to visit. Colorado Springs and Denver, best views, nice bike routes, everything.
Yeah, I went to Denver, so I can attest.
all right. Well, if there's no further questions, I guess I'm just gonna stop the recording, but y'all can still stay in chat.